Hi and welcome to Chilled Gaming. We're going to take a chilled look at Drive Beyond Horizons. I have played for 50-60 hours to get used to the game, and here we are, just going to show you a few of the tips and tricks of getting a decent playthrough and making sure you can actually play it on your machine. So there'll be tips as to what to do to keep it running, etc. as we go along. Let's give it a go. So from the start screen, it is early access, so things will change quickly, hopefully for the better. Now, we're playing this on an ASUS ZenBook Pro for those interested in the detail. It's a fairly powerful laptop with an i9 109080 processor, Windows 11, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 graphics with 32 gig of RAM and 8 gig of video RAM. So just to give you an idea on the performance as we go through, I'm going to run this in potato mode, as the developer lovingly calls it, purely because that means it isn't going to stutter and flake around on us as we try and play. So I've kept my frame rate at the top of the screen so you can see what's going on. Shader rate is the latency on the pre-point showing here on the right hand side. That's my shader latency. The options I'm going to select for my game: potato mode, as I said, turning off grain effects, use all of the screen, anti-aliasing to FXAA, which tends to be the least performance hitting one there is. Full screen windowed, I've reduced my graphics to 1920 by 1080. VSync's off, and I've put a frame limit of 60 frames per second. Again, so the GPU doesn't work too hard to keep up. I haven't played with any of the controls. I've quieten the audio on the music so you can hear me rather than the tunes. Under playability, I've just turned all the hold to sprint things off to make it easier on your hands. Car transmissions are automatic, field of views to max. Bit of illumination around the player is turned on. Other than that, the rest of those are standard. So let's get into the game. Let's start a new game in the no limits mode. I'm basically turning off this back room, which is a feature they've added for a limited time. It's a bit like a Fortnite free-for-all. It's just hammers your machine to death and it's unplayable. I've left the probability of occurrence to 1, so everything else is basically standard. I'm able to start in a Bonfiet because I've completed that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to start in the bog standard data, and we'll pick up hopefully something decent along the way and do it from there. So, other than that, the other things I'm going to play with slightly is I'm going to turn car rusting to unlimited, car cleanliness to unlimited, tyre wear, I don't want to be replacing tyres every 50 kilometres. I'm going to put those to unlimited too. So this is going to be a chill playthrough. I'm not going to be worried about all those silly things that just get in the way of enjoying the game. Let's just go and do that now. The load screen's going to last a little while. I'm not going to make you wait for that. Here we go. As I said, I'm running it in potato mode, but the graphics are quite playable. Grating on me at the moment, or hopefully on you. What's lying around here? So let's have a look around. A couple of things just fell out of the sky. Let's have a look. I'm now looking for a bug, by the way. Okay, and this is looking promising. One of the things that can happen at the start is a few of the bits that you're going to find really essential to playing the game, like a backpack, tend to sit floating in the air. If they are, just restart, because basically it didn't spawn properly. So what have we got here? We've got a screen. Might as well take that with us on our way in. And let's have a look at our car. This is the Dada, based on the Lada. It's just a little workhorse to run around in. because I turned rust down. There's not a lot of it that's rusted. A few bits rusted that we can still clean up. As you get the car like this, it is drivable. So the aim is to just get down the road, find something neat that you want to actually rebuild, use this as your donor car to get that moving, and then collect the original parts for it. This car, as it starts, it's got 35 of the 59 original parts on it. Tiny little engine. It only takes 3.5 litres of oil, a little radiator, 6 litres of water, a little battery, 50 amp. Well, those things keep in mind as we get down the road, because if we find a muscle car that's got an engine but no battery, that battery isn't going to run it. You're going to get in the car and it's going to go tick, tick, tick and not work. So the trick, if you find a muscle car, is to swap the Dada engine into it until you can find a big enough battery to run the thing. Okay, let's see what else is around here. Crates, they're really useful to put stuff in. And I have to say, as our starter car, I'm actually going to take out the seats because they're just going to get in the way, and I want to use this car to pick up a few things. I'm going to, in the same vein, I'm going to take that off. Not interested in it. I'm going to take that off too. Again, not interested in it. It's just going to get in the way of us having a chilled drive. We might as well take that other back seat out. Here we go. Right, so the things we are interested in doing on this car, because we're going to drive it for a few miles, we're going to top up the engine oil. Let's open that and find some engine oil. These drop at random, so you have no idea what you're going to get at the start. But that one there is 100% engine oil, so we'll take that and we'll top up our engine oil. Notice I opened the cap on the engine so that when I've got back here with this, the oil goes straight in, no messing. Okay, I can close that cap, so we've got all the oil we need. We could do with a little bit of water. See if we've got any water back here. See, that's a perfect example of randomness. That can has got a mixture of petrol and engine oil in it, so it's totally useless to us. That's engine oil, that's petrol, that's petrol. We might as well fill up the petrol. No, not with that one because it's got a mixture in again. Let's have a look how much petrol it's got in it actually. It's got 14 litres of petrol. With one of these 100% petrol, that'll do. Open the petrol, grab a can, fill it up. Okay. So that one's full, so we'll take that with us. Just stick that in the boot for now. And with no actual boot lid, we don't have to keep opening it. 29 litres in there. That one's 100% petrol. We might as well put that in as well. What here? One's diesel. What we will do is take a diesel can with us just in case the first car we meet is a diesel. Now we've got no water lying around here, so let's go see if we can find some water. What was in that? It's engine oil. We will take an engine oil with us. I think, yeah, we've got a petrol one. We'll take an engine oil one. Throughout the game, I'm going to be going which is which. Now, there's a tyre here that goes on one of the sportier cars. In fact, that goes on the Pontiac, the Bandit. So I'm going to take that with me. So if we do come across that as the first car down the road and it's missing one wheel, that will get us out of trouble. Right, what else is around? Okay, it's going to be, like I say, a few bits around the back probably. Let's go and see what there is. There's a door for this car, which I'm not interested in because doors just get in the way. There's more fuel we could collect. There's a headlight for it there. We might as well put that on, because if we start driving in the dark, headlights are really useful. See the green spot? That tells us it belongs to this car. See what else is around there. Now, spotting the little bits is the secret in this game. The small things hide in the weeds. And talking about hiding in the weeds, look here, you'll find there's a mine. There are some of these little booby traps around the place, and the developers do warn you that things are going to have to explode and bugs will get you. So just to show you what happens when you stand on a mine, it's not devastating. You take some injuries and you can get up again and walk away, so not too bad. The game, whilst it's in development, isn't too punishing. Don't worry too much about little things like stepping on a mine. I haven't forgotten that we want some water, but I haven't seen a container to put it in. So what I'm going to do is leave that open. I'm going to take that empty water can, or petrol can, on the back here to this. Open it, and I'm going to try and position it so that this is one of the harder parts of the start of the game. I'm going to position it on the floor there. Turn on this water tap and try and fill it out with water. Now that's filling up nicely. We want to take that with us because the cars do use oil and water as you go. And if you find a car that you want to pick up, it's going to probably need some water. That's that filled up. Okay, let's put that in the boot too. So we've got oil, water and petrol. It's got 30 litres in it. Well, we might as well fill it up actually while we've got the chance. Let's just take one of those cans and top it up. Take the full one. Little old Dada does quite a lot to the gallon, so we shouldn't run out. So not going to worry too much about taking that with us. We've got some spare petrol, we've got some water, and we've got some engine oil. The only thing we're missing is food. So to get food, we want to have a look inside. Go through this door and see the remains of the party last night. You can see bottom left, there's a little bucket. That is my water. Next to it is food, and the final one is need to pee, which we can look at in a minute. Let's take a drink. Now, I'm going to show you this is a juice, so we're safe to drink a juice without any debuff. That's topped up our supplies. Let's go and look in the bedroom. Hopefully we'll find a backpack on the bed. Yay! I said, there is a bug that means the backpack sometimes spawns in the air above and you then don't have a backpack. Inventory is very limited. You've only got 2 spots. We will actually use this first aid kit because we did a little bit of damage standing on that mine, so we'll heal up. Okay, and we'll have a look in here in the bathroom. Now this is amusing at the start, but it does get boring after a while. We'll open the loop and we can go for a pee. And the graphic for the pee isn't showing. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. There's an amusing little graphic that goes with that. Okay, let's grab some spares. So we're going to stick that on slot 1. We're going to stick that on slot 2 for the moment. Going to carry that. And we'll just stick a few of these cans on the floor. Nothing falls out of this car as you go along, so it's quite handy to do. Right, and we will take one of these rocket launchers. You only need one because, lucky for us, the ammunition just respawns. For a couple of seconds. There we go. We can get another one on the back. Come in handy when you run across zombies. So always worth having one on your backpack. You do need water more than you need food. Or drink, should I say, before food. So I'm going to keep one of those on number 2. I'm going to take a couple more of these out to the car. Just toss them on the floorboards. Because I'm sure, like me, you want to get on the road, not spend all day messing around in the garage. We won't be coming back here. So once we're gone, we're gone. The way the game's designed, things basically disappear that are behind you and appear in front of you. There's supposed to be a 50-kilometer spawn radius, but in reality I've found that you go a few kilometers up the road and what you've left behind is gone. So let's just grab a few of these because, knowing my luck, we'll find a decent car at the first point of interest and there won't be any drinks or food available. So yeah, we could play the whole game in the data and make this the car that we complete, but probably the most boring vehicle you'll ever see. So whilst it's a great little workhorse, or donkey as a lot of people call it, doesn't really appeal to me. So I'll grab that tyre hoping for the Pontiac. That might come in handy if we see a trailer. Again, I'll stick it in the boot space and it hasn't fallen through the floor, which is great. I think, we might as well grab a brush. We're not going to actually waste it on this car. And a sponge. You can also gather up various paints as we go along. You can respray your car whatever colour you want it to be. I mustn't forget to close that fuel tank because it can leak out as you go along the road. I think that's about it. We could put a box in the front there actually to put this food in, I think. Comes in handy. Stuff doesn't fall out. Let's go indoors and grab some more grab some grub. Okay, so open that one. There we go. Just in case we'll have a supply with us. So just grabbing it later. I know you're anxious to get on the road as I am, but you've always got to prepare for a long trip. Always worth preparing. If in doubt, take it with you. That is useful if we want to jump up on any roofs. That's a sports drink. Take the little duck with us just because we can. There you go. So now they've all tucked in nicely in the box. We can just stick the box, as we've got no doors and no seat. It sits nicely, neatly in there. There you go, and that won't bounce off or on the floor. Okay, so I think we are ready to go. And just to give you a look, how handsome we are. We won't be needing a Geiger counter because we have turned off the event, which will just break the PC at the moment. We might as well take a torch, although we're probably not going to use it. I'll stick it down on the floor. So let's get out of here. Start the ignition. It's nice to hear it turning over.
Hey there, listeners. Welcome to Horizon Classic, your ultimate companion. I'm Sarah, and I'm here to bring you the best tunes and the latest updates for your in-game adventures. All our music is copyright free.
Hit the road. Sign there tells us to turn left. Let's make sure we do that. If we turn right, the distance counter at the top left there won't go up, and the road will run out in about half a kilometre, I suppose. So here we are on the road. In our Dada. Not the fastest vehicle going. If I turn the lights on, you can see the little flashing on the dashboard. Main beam, no lights. It's important actually not to run your lights when you don't need them, because the batteries on these cars do run flat and you'll find yourself stranded and not able to start again. Okay, here's the first point of interest, and basically the game consists of driving on this road, finding various points of interest, seeing what's there, if any of it's of any use to us, and moving on quickly to the next one. So let's have a look what we can find here. I'm not going to stop the engine, because if I do, we're likely to end up with a flat battery. So we can look around here, see if there's any use. There's a little fan. There's something to drink there. So I'll have that as we're running a little low. We'll find stuff all over the place. There we go. What have we got here? A Brazilian flag. Well, I'm not Brazilian, and I'm not that interested in Brazil. Not that it could be a very nice place, I'm sure, but it's just not for me. Okay, DBH069Z. That's a French plate, so something tells me that belongs on. Let me have a look. I must admit, I'm just going to have a quick peek in the parts list. See if I can find what that belongs on. 069Z, that belongs on a trailer. Okay, so if we find a trailer along the way, which we're likely to, that will help us complete the trailer. So we will take that. We'll just stick it in the boot for now. Anything else like that of interest to us? I'm not interested in doors for the car we're in. An all-terrain. I think that belongs on one of the vans. Now, there's loads of tyres here that you can pick up as you go along, so I'm not going to bother too much about that, and I haven't really got space to carry it. I will grab that steering wheel. I'm not sure what car that belongs on. Let me have a quick peek again at the wiki. The wiki will tell me if that's something I'm interested in. Steering wheel with a C on it. I'll put the link down below to the wiki. It's always worth having. The clue. Actually, the C stands for the C18. The C18 is a little pickup van, Citroen van. Hopefully, we won't get that as our next vehicle, but I'll take that with us just in case we do. Because you never know. I have committed that we're going to take the first vehicle we find. What other steering wheels are there? There's another steering wheel, and that is for the Triclops, by the look of it. She's quite an interesting big tank of a car. I've nearly completed one of those on the last run through when I did the Pontiac, so we'll take that as well. Not really interested in those trims, pick them up anywhere. Right, that's about all there is here by the look of it. Now, if we had the night vision goggles, we'd be able to look inside these without jumping in the air. That's a police light. We could stick on top and activate it. Frankly, I'm not that interested in it. Really, there's a shark fin there we could use. Looks quite good on the Triclops. Right, as we're running, we're just going to see if there's anything useful in the bar. There's these radios dotted around the place you'll find. When you turn them on at the moment, all they play, like long wave. There's no opportunity to tune it, so I think my French isn't up to much, so we'll leave that behind. Nothing back here that we want. We'll take one of those with us. Interestingly, on the floor there, if I could. It's a pair of binoculars. When we get a bigger backpack, we'll keep those because they are reasonably good for looking for things. So we'll stick those in the car. So here's the reason we didn't put any back seats in this car. So we'll look in here. Anything we can do in here? There's a backpack. Okay, great. It's the same as the one we got. We can check that by putting it on. Yeah, it's a 2 and put our 1 back. We're not interested in that. Okay. So we'll go for Wii while we're here. Right, let's get back on the road. There's nothing more of a interest to us here. That's our first point of interest. Let's see what else we can find. Let's put the lights on. Or the light, should I say. And hit the road. Notice our frame rate is staying fairly good. Graphics are fairly good still. It's not playing up on us. It could be a good run. Shaders are running nicely. Potato mode makes for chill gaming. We can actually drive in third person. Whoa, there was a car there. Let's see what it was. Might be the start.
Talk about choices. You've probably heard of cola. Yeah, the drink that's everywhere, claiming to be the real deal. But let's get real for a moment. Do you know what's in that can of cola? Loads of sugar, artificial junk, and a recipe that's been around forever. Sounds outdated, right? Introducing Epsi, a soda with a...
Let's see what this car is and whether we're going to be taking it forward. Aha! It is, if I'm not mistaken, my old friend, No, it's not. It's not the Pontiac. In which case, I think we've found a car that we're going to take forward. Now, what we're going to have to do to get this car roadworthy is look around for all the missing bits. There's a seat that probably belongs to it. There's a steering wheel that almost certainly belongs to it. Yep. Here's a wheel. Let's get that on. Okay, and this is the basis of the game. It's finding a wreck like this in the apocalypse that we're on. Find all the bits to rebuild it. When you've got the complete set, we're done. I mean, we've got 10 of the 49 parts here so far. No engine, unfortunately, and none of the other bits. Another wheel over there. Let's see if we can get that on. And actually, what you can do with a car like this, to be honest, I'm going to grab that front wheel. I'm going to do something I said I wasn't going to do, which is tow this behind a starter car. Until we find enough bits to make this our own. We're getting there. It's 13 bits down. We haven't left the starting zone. Anybody can tell me what the car is before we get to the next episode? And we'll determine whether it's worth finishing it. I quite like the look of it. It's a nice sporty coupe type car. It's going to be something decent, I think, to make it worth the journey. Right, so can we see anything else around here? Now, if we had found any night vision goggles, they are really useful for finding all the little bits that you find lying in these crevices and hollows. I can't seem to see much else around here for this one at the moment. And the important things to see, which are really hard to find, are going to be things like, so look inside, pedals, gear lever. There's no gear lever here. All the little bits basically are going to be really hard to find. Let's just sit in the driving seat. It's complaining. We know we don't have an accelerator pedal. Yeah, we don't have a lot at all in that way. So I could swap everything over from the Dado onto this, but for now I think we can just tow this along behind. So we'll get that hitched up.
Oh, you didn't hang up?
No.
Okay, I'll continue then. We've been trying to reach you about your...
Didn't see that coming, did you, bitch?
Now, third person is essential for this bit.
And let's get on with the music.
Reverse up and hit the T for towing, and she'll connect up. Now, I think we must do, whenever you connect up to a car and whenever you save and reload the game, you're going to need to disengage the handbrake. So let's get on the road. Our little Dada is going to tow this beast back up onto the main road. Let's just have a quick peek at what we've got for our money. Looks a bit better now she's dragged out of the weeds. There we go. All bets down below, please, as to what that beast is. And we'll see you in part 2.